The thumbnail for this video is Nicholas Poussin's painting of the manna falling in the wilderness. The scripture from Sunday is from Numbers 11, which features manna in it. Numbers 11 has a variety of stories in it. At least one of them is about food, featuring manna. The stories are all blended together. The problem that Moses is facing is that the Hebrews want more variety in their diet. All they've got is manna, and they're sick of it. So they complain to Moses. Moses complains to God. God tells Moses he's working too hard. He should get some helpers. They gather some people together. God sends a spirit on those helpers and on two other people who are good candidates but aren't with them. Then they go back to camp, and that night a wind blows quail into the camp, and presto, there's a dietary supplement. Now, the sermon I will not preach is about manna and miracles, and the choices we make about the origins and meanings of events in our lives. But when the Hebrews are hungry and complain to Moses earlier in the journey, you can read Exodus 16. It will explain all of that. Manna appears for them each day, and they can eat. They were hungry. They wanted something to eat. Now they have it. Now, the name manna is a joke. You may have learned that already from one of your preachers. Manna is based on a Hebrew word which literally means, what is it? Because that's what they ask when this stuff showed up on the grass in the morning. So what is it? So they called it, what is it? And they get it every day. It's unique and unusual stuff because no matter how much you gather, it's enough. You can't get too little or too much. That's another topic for another sermon, and a hard one to preach in the United States, because for us, there's never enough. If you pay attention to how it is that we usually live our lives, we always want more of this, more of that. We're taught not to be satisfied. They're advertising things to us all the time, and so we always want more. Manna may be a gift from God, a miracle. Or if you do research, you can discover that manna is a naturally appearing substance in the wilderness. So you can have one or the other or both. It depends on how you choose to see and how you choose to think. In Mark 6, Jesus goes home. Everyone knows him, so they pay little attention to what he says or does. So to quote from Mark 6, Jesus said to them, "Prophets are not without honor except in their hometown and among their own kin and in their own house." And he could do no deed of power there except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and cured them. And Jesus was amazed at their unbelief. Now, you would think that curing people was a mighty work, what we would call a miracle, but it is not. A mighty work is when you see the power of God at work. So when you are unexpectedly sustained or helped or supported or given wisdom, is that God at work, or luck, or both, or some of each? It's an interesting choice we get to make. What do we see? Where do we look for the hand of God?